started with basic pullover, which helped us to put blood in our chest.
I like doing pullover first, honestly, dude, because like normally when you do it at the end, you're kind of dead and exhausted. Doing it first, you can totally focus on the chest.
It helps to pre-exhaust.
Exactly, pre-exhaust. That full stretch, yeah.
And put a lot of blood in there. Now
That's good.
That allows you to turn around and more effective. Believe it or not, it helps your movements become that much more efficient when we start talking about opening up and doing your incline barbell presses, which is what we went into from that incline barbell presses. From there we went right into flat bench. And then from flat, we finished with a basic incline dumbbell fly.
Yeah.
Usually I switch this up, like if I finished up with an incline fly this week, then next time I train chest, I would finish, I'd switch out the incline dumbbell fly and put in its place a flat dumbbell.
A flat, okay. Okay, you switch it up, yeah. So you only hit chest like muscle groups once a week, you're doing it twice, or?
Well, see, because of my warm-up, a lot of times my warm-up in the morning,
it's like a full
I get a chance to do it.
It's like a little secret at the warm-up.
You know,
exactly.
But ultimately, that's what helps keep me in good condition all year round.
Yeah, you're like functional.
It helps me keep my body fat very low, and it also helps me with my recovery time.
Okay.
You know, because if I'm able to train at a certain pace, even in my off season, then that means that my recovery time in between sets is good, which means my VO2 output is very good, which means my body's ability to work under oxygen deficiency is good. And the only way to do that is to, one, keep my cardio in all year round, and two, keep the rest time in between sets.
Yeah.
Now, by doing that, it'll keep.
I know a lot of people, man, they just go kind of like bare mode, and they just no cardio. They're just all about getting big.
But it'll hurt.
Exactly.
If you stand that guy up next to a guy that has himself very well humbled before his discipline.
Yeah.
He's always going to be just that much more polished.
It just looks. It's a better looking physique.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Even that's why like, runners for legs are so good, because it's like it's a different kind of exercise. You know, it's just different tension.
And you're also able to stimulate more of the different fibers in the tissue. You know what I mean? You have 3 or 4 different kinds of muscle fibers, and the way to speak to the development of each of these fibers would be slight variances in your training. Believe it or not, there are slow twitch muscle fibers that respond better to higher amounts of resistance and less reps. There are other more oxidative muscle fibers that respond better to higher reps.
That's fucking deep, man.
I swear though, it's the little things, man. That's a lot of people don't understand. They just go through the motion. But once you actually focus on the muscle and you get the little things down, it's find that sweet spot kind of thing. You know, what works for you, and that's what it is.
Which is why in my training, even though I talk about high reps, there are times when I can't do high reps. But because I've aimed for that target and got a chance to satisfy that at some other time in my training throughout the week and even in the training session, what ends up happening is I end up, by the time the week is done, I've addressed the totality of the muscle fibers that are somewhere within my body. You know what I mean? So the more oxidative tissues have already been tapped when I was doing higher reps. The tissues that are more responsive to lower rep ranges and higher resistance, they've somehow been tapped. Think about this, when I talked about doing the pull-ups earlier and opening up with 10, 12, and 15, but then getting to a place where I can only do 6. But just make sure that I hit that 6 every time. Well, that's still 6.
You're doing it. It's doing it, yeah.
And the fibers that respond to the lower rep ranges and the greater amount of resistance, those fibers are being tapped in. So technically what ends up happening is, in the totality of your training session, by the continuum of that week, you've really done something that speaks to everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That full, complete physique.
Well,
And that's what matters at the end of the day.
Yes.
In that full package.
Yes.
That's right.
Is there any question I can try to answer for you or anything that
you covered a lot today? Yeah, I think it was perfect, man. This opened up my mind a lot. This is kind of mind opening for this. I appreciate it.
Alright guys, thanks for checking in. This was for the ShapeYOU video series. You can check the website if you want. This was a very deep session, and I hope it gave you some deeper view into our lives and Kai's view about bodybuilding. And
open your world, guys. Open your perspective. There's a lot more in this industry. It's all about that mind-muscle connection, guys. You know, you got to focus on the muscle.
Well, it's definitely been my pleasure and rare opportunity to have this experience today, and I thank the both of you on camera as well as off.
Hey.
This has been very, very fruitful for me, and I got a chance to hang out with the sexy squad today.
The sexy
and
squad.
try to hold my own with the
Aesthetics.
sexy, big sexy. So, thank you, ShapeYOU TV.
That's right.
And until next time.
That's right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Stay shredded.